Hoki mai, kia ora, welcome along to ILT Stadium with the Hawks on their southern swing into the feeding zone of the Sharks. On a Saturday night, the Hawks 24 hours ago, stunning the reigning champs, the Otago Nuggets with a 1-point win, hanging tough, stepping it up in the fourth quarter. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank on hand for this one. And Casey, can the Hawks repeat what they did last night and get the win on the road?
Well, you speak about hanging tough in last night's game. Nothing tougher than a back-to-back road double in the Deep South in the middle of winter. They're going to have to dig deep to find a way to get those energy levels up and match the level of execution they had on both ends last night against the defending champs to get the victory in the Shark Tank tonight.
It's definitely going to be an exciting game with so many ramifications. And these are the games to come. Got another double header tomorrow, as we always do in the NZNBL. This being round 8. And the Jets and the Tuatara, they'll do battle at 4 p.m. and then Bulls, Giants, huge game for the Giants on the road. The Bulls looking to solidify their position in that top 6, and then the Giants will do it all again. We've got a Friday night tip-off with the Saints as we have a game on King's birthday Monday.
That's right, long weekend.
So we don't have a Thursday night game, we have a Friday night game. A nice little wrinkle there for your long weekend. And for the Hawke's Bay Hawks, what a win that was last night for Everard Bartlett. Same starting 5. Kenny Nato in the backcourt, Russ Batch on the wing, Harrison Lee. More on what they did last night, but for Everard Bartlett, it's going to be a simple case of if he's bottled what they had last night, especially in that fourth quarter, can they just uncork it at tip-off and do it all again? Well, hopefully so against this tough Sharks unit.
Well, Everard, you got the southern swing this weekend. Good start for you last night. That must have been a real buoy to the confidence in the camp with that win in Dunedin.
Yeah, well, look, we addressed a lot of stuff in-house. It was great to come away with a win, especially in the top team there, you know, and to hopefully come into this gym with a bit of momentum, a bit of confidence, belief again, you know, and we know that Southland Sharks are going to bring it, and hopefully that prepares us well for this game.
And of course, you're up against the Shark side that's made some moves this week as well. So slightly different looking combination. What's your sort of thoughts there?
Look, yes, I mean, Alex Pleasure's in, and it's great to see him back on the court. But hey, like, they still have weapons. Jeremy Kendall, we learned that lesson at home. He can light it up at any given moment, any given time. So he's always a key focus for every team. But Atisovic, you know, Inger's finding his groove. They're dangerous, you know. So we've got our hands full.
Good luck for it, mate. Enjoy it.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, what a great trip it has been so far for the Hawks. And for the Sharks, no Romaro Gill. They parted company with the big man during the week. And so Ben Hall gets to step up with Atisovic and Inger, who Inger came off the bench last game, but Inger gets the start. He's come back from injury. He's played really well. Lonzo Burden's been shooting well against the Jets. Jeremy Kendall just did Jeremy Kendall things last week, as he does. 20 assists, no biggie for Jeremy Kendall. He did great things against the Hawks. More on that the last time these two teams played in Hawke's Bay. But for Guy Malloy, a few changes happening and a few changes coming up as well.
Well, Guy Malloy, start of a 3-game home stretch and a pretty important period for your team this season.
Yeah, it is an important period of time, and look, a bit of a transition with Pledge coming in and Josh coming in next week. So yeah, we kind of, you know, have to, I suppose, get our stuff down quickly with the new guys in, but hopefully they have a great impact, which we would expect them to do.
And you're up against a high-flying Hawks side who obviously will be buoyed by getting the win on the road in Dunedin last night.
Oh yeah, it doesn't surprise me though. Like, they've got lots of quality players, so you wouldn't expect that their losing streak would extend forever. But yeah, it'll be a tough game no matter what. So
key focus for you tonight?
Yeah, well, look, Hiram is always a really tough guard just because of the intensity level that he brings to open court, pushing the ball, driving on his left hand, O-boards, all that kind of thing. They've got some shooters that have probably been a little bit down, but you have to treat them like they're going to have a good night. So Ethan, Jordan Hunt, Jordan Nartai, those guys, we know they can play. Rakawa's having a great season. So, yeah, look, you know, they've got plenty of weapons.
Good luck for it, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, Guy Malloy, he's had some roster changes, but these two teams varying levels of shooting and at what pace they play that game.
To the more efficient shooting teams in the competition, especially impressive for the Hawks, seeing that they have had a poor day this season from beyond the arc, shooting just 8th in the competition from 3. Not so for the Sharks, highly efficient, 2nd in the league from deep. Those points in the paint, those are going to drop a bit for the Sharks without Gill in there, but they are going up for the Hawks as they figure out how to really take advantage of Ira Lee inside, coming off the game-winning bucket a night ago. And you look at the pace, a little bit faster for the Hawks as they love to push it out in transition. Those Sharks, they prefer it in the half court where Jeremy Kendall can really manipulate defenses with his point guard skills.
Here are your referees as the Jaws music starts at ILT Stadium. Flashing their new unis as well. Great to see the referees sponsored.
Yeah, Coin coming up and giving them some vertical stripes. Makes everybody look svelte, I think.
Certainly does.
Spelt's a word I picked up from my dad, who was born in the 40s, so it stuck with me.
No, I love it. Svelte is a great call, great shout for this Hawks team, as you've got the Sharks on camera though. But Casey, Jeremy Kendall, the last time these two teams played in Hawke's Bay a few weeks ago, Jeremy Kendall absolutely torched them.
Yeah, 30 points and 11 assists, but the impressive part about that was it was 25 points and 7 assists in the 4th quarter. The Hawks were demolishing the Sharks on their home court, 58-39 with 5:48 left in the 3rd quarter, and they went on to lose 97-89. Just absolutely getting pumped down the stretch. Could not find a way to slow down a hot shooting Jeremy Kendall, who is also setting up his teammates. A little bit of revenge on the mind for the Hawks tonight.
Well, the Hawks shot 48% last night, 9 threes, 31% from beyond the arc, 10 of 11 from the TOB foul line. They enjoyed a plus 12 rebound advantage against the Otago Nuggets, grabbing 44 rebounds. They still turned the ball over 20 times though. They'll need to carve that down somewhat because they are 3rd in turnover percentage, 15%, and that's not going to get it done. They are 2nd in offense rating, but they are dead last defensive rating. And this is a very methodical Southland Sharks team, as you said, Casey. They are #1 in effective field goal percentage and true shooting percentage. Effective field goal percentage takes into account the value of the 3-point shot being greater than the 2-point shot, and the true shooting percentage takes into account all the shots taken, including foul shots as well.
There you go. Great explanation there, Moles. And
I had to reread that heaps just so I had a synopsis in my brain before it melted away.
it's all about efficiency.
It is. Southland are efficient. We'll put it that way.
And they're efficient because Jeremy Kendall, he gets the people the ball in the right spot and he makes the correct decisions. It's infectious. Can the Hawks get some of that on their side of the ball tonight?
Hiram Harris had it. Nartai has possession. Kenny Harris in the corner. Engel with the closeout. And Hiram Harris hitting it from deep. And Hiram Harris last night, all hustle and hard as always, 14 and 12. Shot 6 of 14. And that is a good sign if he's hitting the 3 ball.
He's got to love seeing that one drop. If he's hitting from deep, that really changes the way you can defend him on the perimeter.
Shooting 33% in the month of May coming into this game. Burton, nice look. Anger, they lost him and he pays dividends on that pass.
And the Hawks were susceptible to this last night as well. Backdoor cuts opened up a lot of buckets for him as Jared Kenny misses the triple.
Jared Kenny was 0 for 5 last night, so he's now 0 for 6 on this southern swing. They do have the ace up their sleeve off the bench though. Jared Kenny, excellent defender, organizer, also great with a spreadsheet because he's the general manager. And Braden Enger again getting off to a hot start. Braden Enger has come in since he's been injured and shot at 53%. As Hiram Harris off the dribble and one into Alonzo Burden, who will have his hands full if he finds himself on Hiram Harris. Just quickly back to Braden Enger, 14 points and 6.5 rebounds in May. He's only shooting 25% from downtown. That'll go up, of course. He's a sniper. But he's shooting 3%.
You love to see that kind of efficiency from inside, especially for a guy known as a shooter, not going the way he wants to from deep. So he's finding other ways to get himself involved in the game, much like Hiram Harris is able to, coming down on the break, sees that Alonzo Burton is guarding him. He just uses his physicality, uses his strength, straight to the cup for the finish. Can't complete the three-point play, but he's tied it up at 5.
And Tisovic for 3. Ryan Tisovic, the Australian, misses that. He's been shooting the ball really well from deep. 58.3% in May.
27 points against this team last time out, as even Rusbatch can't find the range.
Oh, the leak is out. Hall is fouled by Rusbatch. It felt like he got all ball, but again, the Hawke's Bay Hawks, a little bit asleep on the defensive assignments there.
Yeah, that shot goes up, and you can see the ball there, but nobody else gets back in transition as Ben Hall does well to cheat out just a little bit. Not quite a seagull, but he challenges, he skeeps out early. Nice outlet pass to give him the opportunity. And a bit too much contact, so he heads to the free throw stripe for 2.
They get around 19 minutes out of Ben Hall off the bench in the month of May. He's Johnny Helu off the bench. Alonzo Burton, Braden Inga, and Jeremy Kendall all shooting into the 50s percentage-wise from the floor. And that goes down to their ability just to be patient. Also Romaro Gill, now he's gone. He's shooting well over 70%. There's Jordan Nartai just showing him the baseline was Alonzo Burton, and he gets 2.
I love the aggressiveness. Didn't have a great offensive game last night, but he still got at the ability to score on anyone.
There's no Romaro Gill to come over and help on that defense, and Tisovic with a tough shot gets it in the paint.
That's Ben Hall.
Excuse me, Ben Hall.
And Ben Hall's already scoring well. Last time these two teams met, he was the only double-figure scorer off the bench as Hiram Harris.
I think these two teams are getting beaten backdoor. They need to have a timeout to discuss that.
Well, that's really nice on-ball action for the Hawks there. Just a little drop-in pocket pass for the finish. Hiram Harris up to 7 already.
Kendall. Jeremy Kendall kicks it out. Burton. Rebound by Hiram Harris. Kenny pushing it. I think maybe Southland Sharks just a little bit guilty forgetting they don't have a 7'2" center behind them as Inga drops back into the key there to help out. Nartai with 6 on the shot clock. Steps back. Jordan Nartai.
When he gets his eye in from deep, especially on the step back, he just starts playing with a different level of confidence, and you have to change the way you guard him, have to be much more aggressive and up inside him.
15 points last night. There's a 3-point lead for the Hawks. Ira Lee with the rebound. He was really big down the stretch for the Hawks. And he spins nicely with the left hand.
He loves that left. He really does enjoy going to that left hand, can finish with the either hand. The Sharks struggle a little bit right now, found a little streak to the Hawks. I'd like to see him get the ball to Anticevic on the block, see if he can't go to work.
Jeremy Kendall, a rare turnover from him, just bouncing the basketball. Doron Rokawa into the game. Jared Kenny takes a seat. Doron Rokawa, he had a game last night as well, and he had 16 points, just 5 of 8 shooting, so very efficient from Rokawa. Had 4 steals and 5 assists as well. Nartai gives it to Rusbatch. Ethan Rusbatch, that'll feel good for him. He has not been shooting the ball very well by his very lofty standards. And he hits nothing but net on that one. And timeout Guy Malloy and the Southland Sharks. They are in a bit of a hole here, down 8.
Well, I really like the ball movement for the Hawks. They're not settling. Jordan Nartai really playing nicely with that on-ball screen, forcing defenders, multiple defenders, to try and commit to him. And when they do, Ethan Rusbatch shoots high, spaces out really nicely for the catch, the shoot, the drop. And just like that, the Hawks are up 8 early, finding control, but not a place in which they're unfamiliar against this Sharks team. Have a lot of experience of being up on them.
Well, this is what we expected from this Hawks team, and if you like their white unis or the orange of Southlands, get it from the merch stall, but this was as advertised from the Hawks, I believe. This is where they should be. Just at times, they probably looked a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit too casual at times. They got towed up hugely by the Tuatara in Auckland a couple of weeks ago. But if they can pull out a win here, they are right back in the mix. Use that QR code to get some team merch.
They could easily fly up to the top 5 spot. Not quite sure after the countback where the Saints are going to end up after tonight's victory. The Rams will drop off a top spot by virtue of picking up that loss.
No change yet for the Sharks in their 5. Kendall, Jordan Hunt's out there for Ira Lee, and Kendall will step through on that. Fires it to Inga on the baseline, fall away. Gets the roll, Braden Inga. Everything's working for him at the moment.
And that little baseline mid-range shot is a big barometer for his game. If it's dropping, he's probably playing well.
Oh, that's dropping for Jordan Hunt. Nice 3-ball from him. And Jordan Hunt had 15 and 4 rebounds last night, and he's shooting the ball nicely from deep as well.
Hit some big threes in that 4th quarter for the Hawks a night ago as Inga goes back to the fadeaway, and not quite as lucky this time around.
It hit his first 3. This is there. There's Ruspatch. Rokawa. Ngatai has it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Harris. Oh, knocks it down. Hiram Harris with another 3. They're making Southland pay from deep, because if they start in those 3, Casey, the floor is going to open up widely.
It's going to have to. 4 for 4, Hiram Harris, 10 points already. Finding some space there, daring him to shoot, and he is accepting the challenge.
Lead is 12. They've raced out here. Last night they had a 32-point opening closing quarter. And now they've got 26. Jordan Ngatai with their 6th 3 of the quarter. They've missed only 1.
6 for 7. The percentage is huge. Jeremy Kendall's going to have to get going early.
Finds Anticevich, but he can't get that. But Braden Inga is in amongst 5 Hawks there. That 3-ball is good.
Ben Hall gets it done. We have a timeout to the, I believe it's the Hawks there. It looks like Alex Pledger will be checking in the ball game for the first time.
And yeah, what a story it will be for Alex Pledger to step back on this floor. The Southland Sharks will be welcoming him with a warm applause, because Alex Pledger, back from colorectal cancer, couple of years away from the game he loves, and this will be a great moment when he steps back on the floor. I wanted to have him a little bit earlier on in the season, but this is the moment that he's probably been thinking about off and on the last couple of years. He's had plenty on his mind, so congratulations to Alex Pledger, his wife Bailey, their family as well. Tough times, but Pledger's back.
Oh, it's been a long time between drinks, and you know, he's got no illusions about how hard this comeback trail is going to be, but he is determined to finish with the game on his terms and how he wants to do it. So it's going to be interesting to see just how much he's got in the lungs, especially. Hasn't been in a real game for 2 years now, since just after his initial diagnosis. But there he is, Alex Pledger out on the court again. What a sight to see.
Foul called on that. Number 35, Alex Pledger. Big man, Johnny Hello in the game, number 8. 3:39 to go in this first quarter. Quick trigger. Oh, Ethan Ruspatch. You just don't need him to hit his next 2 shots with all net. Well, if you're the Southland Sharks.
A lot of comfort out there for the Hawks right now. They've got a lot of space and quick triggers, as you mentioned, because it's dropping with ease.
Oh, welcome back. Alex Pledger drops the hip and is called for the offensive foul.
The big fella.
There's a point of emphasis that we get on the emails, and that's one of them. Alex will forward you them.
Yeah, they certainly have to be a bit more careful with the on-ball screens, especially when you're the size of Pledger. Maybe a kg or two heavier than the last time he took the court.
Rokawa knocks that three down. Oh my goodness.
7 for 8.
Unreal shooting from the Hawks in this game.
They just can't miss.
They are soaring at ILT Stadium right now. Kendall. Jeremy Kendall hits that three, a much needed bucket for the Southland Sharks.
Well, they are surviving the onslaught pretty well. The Hawks can't shoot like this all game as we have an illegal screen again. That's going to go back to the Sharks as Ethan Rusbatch found a little bit of space off of it, but Jordan Hunt gets pinged with the whistle. And when you're giving up 7 for 8 from deep, to be down 14 in the first quarter isn't that bad. Right now, you're coming up against a team that's shooting out of their mind. They have not shot like this season. They're under 30% on the year. They're going to come back to the mean at some point, but the Sharks just have to hang around long enough to see it.
Kendall again. This is what Jeremy Kendall does. He'll set the plate, and if it's not working, he'll take over in spots. And he is a true master at the point guard game in this league. Rokawa and Hunt misconnect on that one. Almost a steal. Stays with the Hawks, and back come Jared Kenny and Jordan Natai onto the floor for Hawke's Bay.
Denham Brook checks in as well to give them a bit of shooting on the wing, athleticism on the interior. Just 11 seconds. Their own Rokawa has to get this shot off quickly.
He loves the mid-range game, as he pointed out last night. Gets to the cup with ease. Too strong, tipped out. Denham Brook gives it to the Kenny. Rokawa from the corner. Pledger gets his first rebound.
And the streak is over. They had made, I believe, 5 straight there. Finally found the iron.
Kendall to Pledger. Pledger takes his first shot in 2 years and knocks it down and celebrates.
As you should. Big Plexi hits the jumper, hands to the heavens, saying thanks for the opportunity.
You love to see it. Jordan Hunt knocks down a three.
They're going to certainly force Alex Pledger to guard on the perimeter when Jordan Hunt's out there. They're going to, as he checks out of the game after a fantastic start off the bench, 6 points for him.
Unreal shooting from this Hawke's Bay Hawks team in this first quarter. They lead by 12. They have 34 with 1:25 to go, and Jeremy Kendall again. That's 8 points for him in a row.
Not a ton of defense being played at this point. They are filling it up though.
Ira Lee is back. Denham Brook gives it to Ira Lee. And Ira Lee with that left hand again, Casey.
Well, it's all about that shoulder displacing the defender, giving him the space to go off to the weak side shoulder and clear a little bit of room to hit that shot.
Ira Lee, you heard his hand last night, and you see it's taped there, that left hand. It didn't affect his shot at all by the looks, as Anticevic fires it across. Enga to Helu. Helu from the other side knocks it down.
The Sharks starting to find a bit of form from deep. 5 for 8 they are.
Oh, Daron Rokawa just in the transition game, pulling up, knocks it down. The Hawks are hot, man.
They are on fire. They just don't look like missing. 14 for 18.
Unreal percentage.
14 for 18.
I mean, the Southland Sharks are 10 for 16.
This is not the defensive struggle that many have come to expect when playing the Sharks. There is a lot of freedom of movement out there, and certainly some space to operate on the perimeter.
Seven to shoot. Kendall in the key. Brook with the board. Kenny, they'll hold it for the last shot here, the Hawks, if they want. Rokawa looks up. 6 to shoot. And a foul to give. That's the 4th team foul on the Southland Sharks. So 4.7 to go in this first quarter. The Hawks have lit it up at ILT Stadium. They've put 38. I'm just going to go on a limb here, Casey, and say it's their best quarter of the year.
Yeah, I haven't done the research, but I think no doubt if they hit a bucket here as well.
Lee with the catch, and then Lee with the left hand. Oh, the tip is good. Denham Brook on the offensive glass. It counts.
40 piece.
40 in the first quarter. Second quarter about to get underway after these. Welcome back. Second quarter about to get underway. Get your $25 pepperoni pizza or 5 boroughs pizza from Sal's with the online code SLAMDUNK. Pick up only. And this is a tremendous first quarter from Hawke's Bay Hawks. They have shot the lights out from deep, 8 for 10. They, coming into this round, only averaged 28.9% from deep. They are not a three-point shooting team. But that quarter has absolutely blown their stats right up into the 30s.
That is an efficiency with which the Hawks have not been able to play for the most part this season. Now the question is, can they stretch it out quarter to quarter? As Ingrid lets it fly and lets it drop. Nice find from Kendall on the cross-court pass, and enough space given to him by Jordan Hunt to knock it down.
10 is the lead.
Nice hand, Alex Pledger. Making a difficult catch for Ira Lee in the high post.
Good hands from Jared Kenny.
Well, he had to get that too. With Burton alone in the corner, had he not been able to get a fingertip on that ball, that would have been a wide open look again. And as good as the Hawks are shooting, the Sharks not that far off, 6 for 9 themselves.
Pledger with the ball up high, giving it to Jeremy Kendall. And Ben Hall off the glass and in. Ben Hall having a game as well.
Playing well, aggressive. He's got it going from deep. He's found some activity in transition and now in the half court as well.
He's got 9 points, hasn't missed. Hiram Harris off the glass and then keeps that lead to 10.
And high off the glass is the key there. Sees Alex Pledger, throws it up a little bit higher, but still the soft touch.
Pledge can't get the roll. Falls awkwardly for Hiram Harris, so Alonzo Burden has it. Enger for 3. Enger knocks that down.
Enger feeling it early. 13 points.
5 for 6. That is his third 3. He's 3 for 3 from downtown.
That is an awakening of his jump shot. As we're looking at a high-scoring ball game this evening.
Kenny, bounce pass. Harris with his feet set. Knocks down a 3.
Harris.
Of course they did.
That's his third triple of the game.
That is the 9th of the half for Hawke's Bay. Yeah, on fire from deep.
Many a Sal's NBL game, this would be a halftime score. We still got 8 minutes to go in the quarter.
Turnover Up ahead to Ngatai, Ira Lee to his right. Oh, Jeremy Kendall picked his pocket.
Really impressive anticipation there.
Finds Pledger. Pledger is bumped and he goes into the corporate hospitality. And no drinks spilled. Well done, Pledge.
Impressive. Their lives were definitely flashing before their eyes. As we see Kendall set it up. Nice late delivery.
Jordan Ngatai, former international teammate. Gets him with the shove there.
As happy as everyone is to see Alex Pledger back, he will still cop back when he's underneath. We're going to have to make him earn it. As Alex Pledger continues to show off the soft touch. All smiles out there at the moment. Lungs must be feeling good.
He takes a seat. Good minutes management here for Alex Pledger. Just give him short bursts, get those legs used to the run and gun of this opening half of basketball as Ngatai's chased off that three-point line. They're going to have to attack them a little bit stronger there. Ngatai misses that. And it's going to be Jordan Hunt on the glass, so they just get through the hard way from down low on the offensive rebound.
Well, just Harris and Hunt tag teaming down low, knocking it back and forth a little bit between them. Hunt able to corral it. Anticevich, the only size on the court really right now. Brandon Inger in there, he's about 6'7", but not really a big. Gonna struggle to bang down low with those two. Back to 11 points.
Anticevich up high, Kendall. A variety of fakes and jab steps and a foul. That is Jeremy Kendall to a T right there. Just bending the defense. Not giving them an inkling of where he's about to go until he makes that decision himself.
Well, he's such a patient player. He understands that he needs to play at his own pace. He's not going to get rushed into anything. He's not going to get forced to any decisions he's not ready to make. Inbound goes to Hall, and nice down screen as Zoe turns the corner and then gets it turned out of bounds by Jordan Hunt.
Jordan Hunt all over that.
Just waited at the rim. Alonzo Burton turned the corner nicely, had the defender chasing him, but wasn't able to get the finish because of the outstretched hands of the mobile big.
(48-37). That 40 in 1 quarter, the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Jeremy Kendall looking to drag this Sharks team. He's got Jordan Hunt, who does a great job on him.
Big board.
And up ahead will go Jordan Hunt. Great pass from Hiram Harris. And I think Alonzo Burton is lucky he didn't get called for a foul there.
Looked like some contact. He did get away with something. Maybe just in the airspace.
Burton, Rokawa fouls him.
Oh, just love to see that outlet pass by Hiram Harris that just completely dissipates the transition defense efforts of the Sharks. And those are the kind of buckets that make you drop your head. You're giving those ones up.
Hall dropping it off to Inga. He gets it back on the baseline. Kendall in the corner, fakes out Ngatai, steps into the 2 and knocks it down.
Good use of the shot fake, cutting it back to 11. Need a bit more patience though. Need to really make this Hawke's Bay defense get bent from angle to angle before they shoot it up.
Now the Sharks are on that three-point line a little quicker. So Hiram Harris goes off the dribble, uses his muscle. Tisevich surrounded by Hawks and comes off Jordan Hunt's hand.
Well, they're aggressive defensively in this first half. All the Hawks really not giving up anything. Staying up, pressuring for the majority of the court. Not giving up a lot of freedom of movement. Bumping cutters, hands and passing lanes. Everything Coach Everett Bartlett wants to see. That's close to a backcourt there.
We saw one fourth in last night's game as well. As Hall nothing but air on that one. Ira Lee getting out and running. Gives it to Russ Batcher. Puts it up for Ira Lee. Oh, the Hawks, they are a confident unit.
Well, they're looking at a different team than we saw even a week ago. Playing with each other, everyone's connected. You see the energy, you see the enthusiasm as well.
Enger turns around, knocks it down. Braden Enger, he's got 15 in the half. He's 6 of 7.
Finding a lot of space right now. And every time he does, he is knocking it down.
Ira Lee operating with Rokawa. That is the area that Daron Rokawa does really well in, but he misses on that one. So Jeremy Kendall and the Sharks, they can cut it to a single-digit lead here. And Hall with his feet set, shoulders square. Anticevic was not boxed out. He gets it back. Ira Lee on him.
First post touch for Anticevic this evening.
Enger. Tough fall away. But Anticevic again, but he's fouled Denham Brook there.
Is that? That is a foul on Grant Anticevic. But I love the work on the glass. Ball's not finding him very easily, so he's getting himself on the rebounds, just works out of it. And you see the grab there. Grabs the left arm. That's when the whistle came out. The contact before that, questionable, but he got away with it. But you can't grab people. That is against the rules.
Thank you for that, Casey.
Unless, you know, you don't see it, then you can do it.
Well, then that's not a foul. Hunt off the glass. And Ben Hall is going to be called for the foul down low on Jordan Hunt. Just the second team foul for the Sharks. Hawks have 3, as you can see.
My only question for the Hawks after this great start is, are they going to have enough in the tank down the stretch? Got off to such a hot start, and you can already see that 40 points in the first quarter, just 12 halfway through the second quarter. Slowed down a little bit. Well, they want to stay at this level of efficiency or as close to it as they can get, but they have to be aware of having played that hard-fought game less than 24 hours ago.
Jordan Hunt makes the second. And only shot 11 times from the TAB foul line last night. They hit 10 of them. And they needed every single point because they only beat the Nuggets by 1. It's Kendall short on that one. Hunt with another rebound. There's Jordan Hunt's 3rd rebound. He's got 12 points. Make it 13. He's going to go on the drive here. Off the glass and in.
Showing the full repertoire as the Sharks turn it over with an unforced error. Just the Hawks being in the vicinity of the Sharks there. You see the disappointment in Anticevic there.
Tough break, lead back up to 15. The Hawks just have that absolute luxury of having 2 5-men, and they've got them out there at the moment. And Hunt and Ira Lee, who can operate all over the floor. Ira Lee probably better around the key area. Jordan Hunt can stretch the floor. And Denham Brook out there as well. So they've got some size as he stepped out. A little bit deep on that drive there for Denham Brook.
Just enough defensively from England. You speak about the combination of Lee and Hunt. Hunt, you know, even more from both of them, I think, more 4-men who are able to play that post, but they've got the size and the length and the strength to be able to bang with the 5s.
Well, Jordan Hunt did a great job on Sam Timmins last night. Sam Timmins, a big 6'11" bruising center, but Jordan Hunt took a lot of shots. I'm sure he saw today, with the adrenaline of being in the game, it's taking over here. He's had a really nice half. It's Jordan Hunt, and he is up to 15. He joins Hiram Harris on 15, Braden Enger also on 15. Those are the 3 tied for the leading scorers in this game.
And it's going to apparently take a lot more than that to keep tight with the Hawks, who have found another little burst there in the last couple of minutes where they've stretched this lead back out when it looked like Southland was starting to make some inroads.
They've got 56 points in just over 16 minutes of basketball.
They're putting it together.
We will be talking about this on Hoop Heads on Wednesday night.
Pretty sure they were halfway through the 3rd quarter when they were on this score sheet the last time these 2 teams played. So they found a little bit of confidence with last night's win.
Well, that would also be maybe just a small little flicker in the back of their mind that they were up through 2.5 quarters at home, and Jeremy Kendall did Jeremy Kendall things.
19 points multiple times in that third quarter. But the Sharks just came home with a thunderous roar.
Wet sails.
And they'll be hoping for more of the same after the tremendous first half being applied by the Hawks here.
Tom Cowie out there for the Sharks. The point guard, number 2. Rusbatch back out there, and Anticevic misses that turnaround. Cowie gets the loose ball. Get a fresh... No, they don't, because it didn't hit the rim, and he had to shoot it because they had 1 on the shot clock.
Anticevic still hasn't scored, 0 for 3 now.
Rusbatch misses. Kendall, Inga to his right. 4 Hawks back, shadowing Kendall. Rokawa up on him. Great pass. Look at 2 of those defenders, probably a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of desperation, but they break it up. Time winding down on the shot clock.
Yeah, just so switchy, making it tough to get anything off the screen.
Kendall long 2 with 2 on the shot clock. Hawks defense holding tight here.
Hawks looking to slow it down, maybe just a bit. No, not yet.
Rusbatch checks his feet like Ray Allen in the yellow rope game.
Ethan Rusbatch has been waiting for a game where he could get a little hot. 8 points here in the first half, as his teammates are doing a nice job of finding him some wide open looks.
Slightly less at stake there than the Ray Allen shot.
A little bit less.
Nice drop off for the big man, Alex Pledger, with another bucket.
The figure roll, showing the soft touch. It's the big fella. He's got experience moving without the basketball and getting found.
Rokawa misses that. Inga. Oh, Hiram Harris, he went down hard.
He just takes
Jeez, I
it.
felt that. Jordan Hunt holds it back out, sees Alex Pledger, makes a business decision.
Immediately turns the other way.
He certainly did. Rokawa, Cowie's all over him. Hunt for 3. Anticevic with the rebound.
Might have had one more pass in him there. Could have swung it around and really had the Sharks defense on their heels.
Sharks looking to get a bucket. Hiram Harris comes over the top, steals at Rusbatch. Ngatai. That ball will stay with Hawke's Bay. Came off the Sharks' hand. Lead is still 16. A couple of empty possessions for both teams. And we're having a discussion here, I believe, about who it came off.
Brendan Inger is adamant. You cannot believe it.
And now disappointed.
Cannot believe it.
Timeout. And so with 1:32 to go in this half, Southland Sharks and Hawke's Bay talk about the next minute or so as we head towards halftime. What a half it has been.
Well,
40 after 1 quarter did the Hawks.
Things have slowed down here in the second. 19-16 as opposed to 40-27 in the first. But you look at the rebounds, a 16-14 advantage to the Hawks. They're forcing turnovers at a pretty low rate, just to force the 5 turnovers for Southland, 4 turnovers for the Hawks. But that is a great sign for Hawke's Bay. And another great sign would be a victory here that could help them get on that road to the Final 6. Tickets on sale now. Trust Stadium up in Auckland this season. Use that QR code to scan in, get the best seats available. Early bird pricing on now.
Trust Arena, July 20 to 23rd. Tamaki Makoto. And Hawke's Bay looking to get into that 6.
How about the Southland Sharks have 16 buckets and 14 assists here in the first half? That is really depending on your teammates to get things created for you. But in a way, that's a bit of a problem because they're having a lot of trouble scoring one-on-one or creating that offense for the ball handler. Not a lot of action on the offensive glass either. So if the Hawks to just clean up that help side defense, slow it down a little bit, not overcommit, the Sharks might have even fewer options.
Well, Canterbury Rams, they lead the league in assist percentage at 59.4. Sharks, middle of the pack, so far with about 54%, but that is another turnover.
Did Kendall touch that?
It looked like it, but Ethan Ruspatch, he also agrees with us. Well, he doesn't know that we're saying this, but it is going to be Sharks ball. So another stop. They've come up empty from deep for the last 5 or 6 shots as well for the Hawks. So traveling towards their mean. They're 10 of 18, which is still outrageous shooting considering. But now the Sharks have Pledge up at the elbow. Ira Lee with a big rebound.
And he's going to take some time for him to find that touch. That is a shot he's always been comfortable with.
Pledge goes down. He commits the second foul.
Big fella with a big body. Bit of physicality there, just under a minute left in the quarter, and a little flurried by the Hawks in the last 4 minutes or so. He's enabled them to get just shy of 60. Southland sitting on 43 and sounded like not a lot of enthusiasm in the gym right now as the Hawks are well in control.
Tears for Fears pumping isn't going to help. Ira Lee, the Arizona Wildcat, also went to George Washington. His dad was a running back for the LA Raiders.
The Raiders!
He's also played in Finland. Makes the second, 60-43. Burton. No energy in the building at all for Southland to feed off. Burton drops it off to Inga. Inga's had a really nice half.
17 points now, I believe. It is 17 for Inger. And moving well without the basketball. Nice find by Burton there as Ira Lee likes the one-on-one look.
He got him with the travel. Alex Pledger, that big frame of his, got Ira Lee slipping.
It's a bit of a size difference there. Ira Lee giving up about 5, maybe 6 inches in that matchup. And so if he's not able to displace him with that little drop of the shoulder and get him on his heels, that is going to be a difficult shot for him to get off. Matched up just solely one-on-one. So important for him to use that low center of gravity to make the defender uncomfortable.
Sharks can have the last shot of the half if they want. Shot clock is off, down 15. Kenny going to make life hard for Alonzo Burden and makes it extremely uncomfortable. And we've got an unsportsmanlike foul. Alonzo Burden tried to stop it and
that's crushing.
Played the man instead of the ball. So that is really not how they wanted this half to finish. They can flush this half down the toilet and move on.
Absolutely crushing way to finish. Had the possession, as you mentioned, could have had the last shot, but the defensive intensity of Jared Kenny said otherwise as he just absolutely wills a turnover, gets it back, and then Burton capitalizes on his mistake with another mistake. The intentional foul, unnecessary contact, no play at the ball.
Oh, Jared Kenny.
Oh my, that second one.
Wow, why can't you give that to Jordan Nato shooting 90%? Unfortunately,
well, that's his shot. Those are his shots because he got fouled.
He got fouled, he did, you're right. Unfortunately, Jared Kenny, empty on that one. Ruspatch in the corner, Kenny, 6 to shoot. Steps into 4 Sharks, and Ira Lee with the left hand. And that'll do us for the first half of basketball. Hawke's Bay Hawks on the road in the Southern Swing back-to-back games. They are in control. They lead by 15, 60-45. We'll take a break. Welcome back. Half-time. Much needed half-time break for the Southland Sharks. Guy Malloy and his unit blown out of the water in that first half by the Hawke's Bay Hawks. 60 points were put on them. And the Hawks shooting an outrageous 63% on the road.
Take a look at the scoring. A couple of 15-point leaders in Harris and Hunt for the Hawks. Inger and Kendall doing all the work. 27 between them. Ben Hall coming up behind. Great to see Alex Pledger on 6. Natai, Rusbatch, and Lee all keeping pace at 8 and 7. On the rebounds was relatively even. Anticevich unable to get on the ledger score-wise, but holding down the glass with 6. Jordan Hunt leading the way for the Hawks with 5.
And
how about Jeremy Kendall?
Yeah, 8 assists. He had 20 last round. Jeremy Kendall against the Manawatu Jets.
And that first round, and then they had the 2 games in 3 days there, and he scores 2 days, and just really slowed down in the second one as the Saints got into him. Just the 1 block in the ball game for Jordan Hunt.
Well, the pressure is really building on the Southland Sharks, but maybe by virtue of having a little bit of a better end to the third quarter and the Hawks cooling off from the three-point line after they started red hot, might have something to say in this second half coming up. The ladder is updated for you. The Rams still stay top by virtue of better points differential over the Nuggets, but the Tuatara, they play tomorrow, and that could change very quickly if they get the win. Also, the Saints up into that top 6 for the first time this season with their win over the Rams, and as you see, Sharks and the Hawks are in 6 and 7.
And the winner of this game will sit solidly in the top 6, and despite the tough last 7 games before last night for the Hawks, they are just about where they need to be coming down the home stretch of the season. In that top 6 is what everybody's aiming for, and just takes a sweep of the Southern Road double to get you into it, as the Hawks are working on that tray ball. Found a lot of success early, slowed down a little bit as that half went on. 10 for 18, 7 for 16 for the Sharks, so both teams finding form from deep. But I got a feeling that it's not going to continue.
Well, the Sharks, I mean, they're shooting pretty well as well from deep. They're shooting 43%. They have 7 threes, but they do not have 6 extra makes like the Hawks have. And we're getting ready for this third quarter.
And the question now is, can the Sharks find a way to make the Hawks uncomfortable? They looked just really in rhythm, weren't pushed out of their spaces at all. Just never felt like the Sharks were agitating them in the slightest when they were getting to their shots, when they were getting to their spaces. Pretty patient, taking their time, able to get the shots where they wanted to find them. Can they up that pressure? And it's not going to be Jeremy Kendall's job. You know, he can't run the offense and play full court defense for 40 at this stage of his career. So who's going to be the spark for the Sharks to try and get back in this ball game? And the one thing they have going for them is the last time these teams met, and they were on the road, they down 19 multiple times in that third quarter, were still able to come back with a huge comeback, outscoring the Hawks 60-30 down the stretch in the last 15 minutes of the game. A repeat of that performance is what's needed and what they have to have if they want to get this win tonight.
Alex Pledger, he's standing there looking down. Guy Malloy going over his plans for the second half. Nice cameo off the bench. 9.5 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 4 shooting, 4 rebounds. A steal as well for the big man. 2 years off basketball, colorectal cancer. Got the treatment, beat it, and he's back on the floor. It's great to see.
And had a good impact. You know, was able to look pretty comfortable out there. You could tell occasionally he would get winded, but that is obviously to be expected. He's a young fella. He's bringing out the ball. He's determined. Can't start the half without the ball. It is well delivered. Gives the pound, hustles off. Love to see the hustle. It's all about the hustle on the way off.
Jordan Natai will get us back underway. Hiram Harris with Inga on him. He's going to try and attack Inga. No, he gives it to Rusbatch. Jared Kenny, Rusbatch gives it back. Natai. Jordan Natai was there for about a week.
That was some miscommunication by the Sharks to leave him that wide open, but he can't take advantage. And the Sharks so far on the right foot in the second half. Love to see Grant Anticevich get involved somehow.
Jared Kenny's all over Jeremy Kendall. And so is Ethan Rusbatch on Alonzo Burden. Rusbatch gets it from Ira Lee. Finger roll is nice from Ethan Rusbatch.
The delayed release on that one.
Loved it.
Thought it got stuck in his hand a little bit, but a perfectly timed finish. 17 points, the deficit to the Sharks now.
10 for Rusbatch. Anger to Hall. Anticevich with Ira Lee on him. Hall misses that. this just might be the problem. They have to maybe run Anticevic at the 5 spot. And maybe somewhat just out of his zone a little bit. Usually played at the 4 when they had Romaro Gill starting. Now he's having to battle Ira Lee. Has Ira Lee on him. As Jordan Ngatai has a switch. Anger's on him. 3 to shoot. 4-3. Jordan Ngatai strokes them straight on. And that is their first 3 in quite a while.
He just rocks him to sleep with the crossover. Freezes him momentarily and drops the triple. Finding that rhythm once again early in the second half.
Turnover, Ben Hall.
Oh, this is sloppy.
Empty again on that possession. Hiram Harris gives it to Ira Lee, and Ira Lee was out.
Just sloppy possessions for the Sharks. They haven't bent the defense of the Hawks once here in the first couple of minutes. We've seen no over rotations. We haven't seen that ball go side to side. A couple of lazy attempts isn't going to take it. You have to attack this defense. You have to make them react to you and then take advantage of those rotations.
Well, help is on the way. The Sharks are bringing back Josh Cunningham. And the basket there is good. The 3-ball is good.
Not here yet.
Not here yet, but he's coming back. He's going to be starting next weekend. And he is a familiar face for Sharks fans.
He was a solid post performer for them a couple of seasons ago. His ability, more of a 4 as well. So it's going to be, or he can play the 5. He played the 5 when he was here, but not a big size. Reasonably similar to Anticevic in terms of height, around 6'8". But that'll be a 3-headed monster with Pledger coming off the bench moving forward.
Ngatai. Anticevic with the rebound.
And you know what the Sharks could use? A little bit of energy from the crowd. They're waiting for the Shark tank to kick in, but right now it's more like a goldfish tank.
Short memories. Inger knocks that down. Signs of life in ILT Stadium. Lead still large though. It's 14 on that make. Hiram Harris right into the guts of the Sharks defense. And Hiram Harris and 1.
Braden Inger frustrated. And just look at the speed with which Harris turns the corner on that catch. He out high and just powers it through. Braden Inger overcommitting, possibly a little bit worried about the shooting prowess Hiram Harris has shown off tonight. Well, you always got to be concerned with that drive as you see the percentages there at the bottom. The Hawks still stroking it, playing with pace, playing with speed, feeling confident.
Hiram Harris, 17 points, 7 of 8 from the floor. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal for Hiram Harris at the TAB foul line. Gets the roll. Let's make that 18 now. Kendall, Ira Lee picked him up. Anticevic takes advantage of that and knocks down the 3. Ira Lee admonishes himself for trying to pick up the point guard there, got caught. Ngatai on the baseline gives it back. Hiram Harris. 2-man game between those two. Jared Kenny now poked away by Kendall. Stays with the visitors.
14 points just about halfway through the third here. This is when the Sharks need to start making some type of move. Need to string a couple of stops together, see if they can't get a little bit more out of Anticevic now that he's got a touch and feels what the net feels like.
Jordan Hunt into the game for Lee, gets his own rebounds, gets another bucket.
Stat patter. Missing a couple, but easy tips.
17 for him. I think he went from 5 rebounds to 7 there.
It's not bad. That is always appreciated when it comes right back to you when you miss the bunny.
Anticevic corrals that, almost another turnover. Now he's got Jared Kenny on him. Kendall drives on Kenny, who does a really good job, but Kendall is just so proficient with that mid-range game, drills it. Ngatai lead pass to Harris, looks away to Kenny. Ruspatch driving, finding Jordan Hunt on the baseline, and with the reverse and in, Jordan Hunt doing some business and some damage off the bench.
Well, a real kinetic offense there. Nobody stopped moving. Everybody was bouncing around, sharing the basketball, and eventually the defense got confused.
Tisovic, wide open three. And Everard Bartlett does not like the look of that defense that just stood there like statues. As Tisovic drills it. Lead is 13 now. Getting interesting. 5:32 to go in this third quarter.
And Everard Bartlett, he's seen this movie before. Big lead, they start to hit a couple of shots, and we just lose a little bit of focus, and he's trying to nip that in the bud. Look here, guys. We're up 13 now. I don't know if you remember, but we've been in this exact situation. Can we find a little fire? Can we not relax? Can we treat this team with the respect they deserve and that they earned from us the last time we played? There has to be a bit more of a commitment to the defensive end. The offense is fine. You're moving it around well, sharing the basketball nicely, scoring enough, but you don't want to get into this habit of just trading buckets and letting Southland find that level of comfort on their home floor, because once they do, it is not so big of a lead that it's insurmountable.
It feels like that's a personality trait of that Hawks team. You've just touched on that really nicely, where they look like they get comfortable, too comfortable trading baskets, just going up and down, back and forth. Yeah, but last night, I think we saw a sign of life from the Hawks that we expected to see early on in the season, where they shifted gears, they made adjustments, they had the right personnel in the right spot, and they played tough defense as Jordan Ngatai out of that timeout with a nice hanging drive.
It's baskets like that you have to sprinkle in. You shoot the jumper occasionally, but stop settling, be aggressive, force the action, and find great looks, not just good ones.
Inga knocks that down. Braden Inga, better closeout from the Hawks, but just elite shooting from Braden Inga.
It does not matter right now. He is finding the bottom of the net. 26, halfway through the third.
Rokawa takes Helu on a nice Saturday night drive.
Had to stretch that one out to get the kiss off the glass from just about outside the key.
Jeremy Kendall with the handles here. Ethan Rusbatch keeping in front of him. Inga with the quicker feet on Jordan Hunt. Jordan Hunt couldn't get that, and Braden Inga feeling it right now. He's got 28.
So comfortable. He is just looking in a rhythm. Nothing is perplexing him from the defensive side of the Hawks whatsoever.
He is the personification of rehabilitation, recovery. He's come back from injury, and it looked like he hasn't missed a beat.
One chance to get it to 10. This would be a bit of a confidence booster.
And Ngatai just slows them down. That is the first team foul for the Hawks in this quarter. And I think Jordan Ngatai, more a professional foul than anything. I knew Braden Inga was starting to feel himself, so just stop the clock, stop the momentum.
When you're at a position like that, not much you can do. You know a guy's hot. You don't want to get him to get too hot. You don't want him filling it up at this stage, because this is still a ball game. The lead isn't as big as it feels.
Pedro's back out there looking to set the tip. And Ngatai with the kick ball. Shot clock was at 10, goes to 14 on that.
When you see that double team on the basketball, you hear Jeremy Kendall. Somebody's got to move. Somebody's got to cut. Come to it, cut away, but give me some space. Give me some options so we can take advantage of the aggression on defense.
A three here would cut the lead to single digits. Denham Brook doing a good job. He's really showing hard there. They find the open shooter in Johnny Helu, and he knocks it down.
How about that ball movement? 2 cross-court passes, forcing that defense to run back and forth.
Oh, Rusbatch left it short.
And that's why a quick shot there. You just worked out for 24 seconds on defense. They're attacking you. Just give them some of their own medicine. Force them to go back and forth.
Oh, a turnover for Southland. Now, Rokawa calling the play. Rusbatch. No one moving. Denham Brook moves the ball. Ngatai wants the Brook screen, gives it to Rokawa. 9 to shoot on the shot clock. Ngatai with his feet set. Jordan Ngatai knocking that down. He's got 16 in the game.
Same spot as Ethan Rusbatch's attempt, but this one came at the end of a 24-second shot clock, forcing that defense to adjust. Nothing wrong with the style of shot, just want to make these guys work. Don't let them get out easy possessions defensively.
Denham Brook with the hand, and it just bounced out. It's a little bit untidy from Southland here. They've got the shooting, just the execution. Andrew Wheeler in the game. Assistant coach, Sharks legend, Andrew Wheeler.
And when he gets in the game, he's normally in the game to send a message. Watch for him.
What's he going to do?
He's going to be physical, he's going to be an agitator, but he is going to be out there throwing his body around and trying to get this Sharks team activated once again. 8 on the shot clock. That was a carry. Well called there.
Second time we've seen a carry this round between you and I, Casey.
And that is the 5th turnover for Jeremy Kendall against 13 assists and 12 points. And another turnover. Travel and Denham Brook this time. So a couple of sloppy possessions back to back, and the Sharks take a timeout. I like this timeout from Guy Malloy. They were doing so well offensively, they had found a rhythm. But with 2:35 left, just 12 points down. This is closing time of quarters. This is when you win ball games. The last 2-3 minutes when you can really get that burst of energy and take advantage of the break in between to recover and then push it back out at the start of the next. This is winning time. Can the Sharks do it? This is, you know, this was the game, one of the games I was most looking forward to seeing this week, because I really do feel like the winner who comes out of this one has that inside lane on trying to get a final 6 spot. And I feel like the loser of this game is more than likely going to be on the outside looking in come the end of the season.
Yeah, there's so many pivotal games at the moment. We're only halfway through the NZNBL, just probably for some teams a little bit over halfway, like the Rams have played 10, the Hawks have played 10 games. It's an 18-game regular season. Everybody plays each other twice, home and away. Top 6 teams go to the playoffs. But there is a lot of movement in the ladder that goes up and down all the time. It's the beauty of it. I think the top 3 teams are set.
Set completely?
I think so. The Nuggets, the Tuatara, and the Rams.
I think the Bulls might be able to sneak in there.
Yeah, the Bulls have Tyrell Harrison coming back on the horizon. Added Matty Freeman. Big game for them tomorrow against the Giants, the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. They're my preseason picks to win it all.
Jordan Hunt with the foul from behind on Alex Pledger, pushing in the back. And the pace has slowed considerably this last minute or so.
The drive, Andrew Wheeler on Rokawa. Tisovic with 6 to shoot. Hiram Harris on him. Tisovic has got quick feet. Left it long though.
Loves that mid-range area, but good defense by Harris to contest while sticking with him.
Nartai looking for his 5th 3. Finds it, Jordan Nartai, knocking it down again.
And that's the vision of Rokawa there. He looks away, fast fakes away before he kicks it back, leaving Nartai wide open.
He's 5 for 9. He's got 19. The Hawks have 13 threes. Tisovic for 3. Rokawa with the rebound. Lead is 15. Minute 32 to go in this 3rd quarter. Rokawa has a switch. Wheeler picks him back up. Nartai, excuse me, he now has it. He gives it to Denham Brook. It was Jordan Hunt who had it before that, and Denham Brook for 3. They're starting to heat back up from downtown.
It's the ball movement. It's the unselfishness. It's making the ball come to one side, then swinging it back to the other, forcing the Sharks team to adjust in the half court instead of just being able to settle down.
They throw a lot of size at Jeremy Kendall, don't they? Because Nartai's picked him up. They haven't seen a lot of Daron Rokawa on him. They had Jared Kenny on him, who starts, the veteran. Hiram Harris with the rebound.
Yeah, this defensive lineup is something the Saints tried last week. They used Taylor, they used Mucius on him, and I think that might have discovered a little bit of a weakness to Kendall's game, that size and athleticism.
Nartai's feeling it. He checked. Hiram Harris, vintage Hiram on that one with the rebound. 8 to shoot again. Jordan Hunt for 3.
I love the offense, though. Really manipulated it well, brought 2 defenders with Ruka. Oh, no. That looks bad for Hiram Harris. The way he dropped there, I think he just stepped on the back of Alex Pledger's foot when he was running backwards. Hopefully just a sprained ankle there, but
that is a blow for Hiram Harris and the Hawks.
Oh, he is.
He is
hobbling over.
Yeah.
And never good to see a player go down, but at first I was initially scared that it just happened when he was running.
Yeah,
that normally means one thing.
That screams Achilles, doesn't it?
But he clipped feet with Alex Pledger. It's good to see him shaking it off like it's a twisted ankle there. The question is how serious is it? Is he going to be able to check back in this ball game? Because if not, the 5 you see on the court with Jordan Hunt is the 6th man. That is all that's really going to be able to play the rest of this one.
Well, huge game coming up for them on June 3rd, next weekend, round 9. Got the Rams and Christchurch to the Hawks. Sharks will welcome the Otago Nuggets and the Taranaki Airs at home as well. Jenna Brook all over Jeremy Kendall.
Not a bad foul, though.
3rd team foul.
Yeah, he gets his hands in there. I like the way he was moving his feet, but you can use one here. See the hands, they'll get right into the spot. First he makes a hand, but that left hand on the back got away with it after getting away. You know, Kendall, even though he got a swipe at the first one, he's so aware, was able to turn that to an advantage from a weakness really quickly. Still a foul to give for the Hawks here as well.
Southland DJ doing their best to get this crowd in the game. Kendall, Natai on the defense.
Oh!
Well, it almost went in.
Oh my!
A valiant effort from the Southland Sharks, but they just look a little shabby in that 3rd quarter. They are down 18, 85-67. We'll take a break. 4th quarter, what can the magician Jeremy Kendall do? 10 minutes to find out. Welcome back. That is your Sal's Pizza deal for your round of Sal's NBL. The Hawks keen to get out there, keen to get a win on the road. 2 in a row. Last night went into town. Edgar Sender beat the Nuggets, reigning champs, by 1. Now they're up big, 18 over the Southland Sharks, who just haven't been able to find a groove. Jordan Natai has been doing a really good job on Jeremy Kendall. That is a wrinkle that has paid dividends for the Hawks.
This is something that Jordan Natai did in his time with Cairns, guarded a lot of point guards when he was in that part of the world, and did it well. Doing it well tonight.
Tisovic pulling up after getting Hiram Harris to bite on the up fake.
His first 3 minutes, key for the Sharks. Are they going to be able to make it a game, or is this one-way traffic? Right now, looking like one-way traffic as Hiram Harris on one wheel gets to the cup. Look at this man.
Hiram Harris, he rolled his ankle near the end of the third quarter. He's out there hustling in a 17-point game. All over Jeremy Kendall. Ben Hall fires it to Inga. Rusvatch with the closeout. Hall with the rebound. Up and under, Ira Lee does well, did Ben Hall.
Found some good space there. A clever little move to get around the size and kiss it off the glass, and Ben Hall picks up where he was playing in the first half.
He's got 11.
12 points in his last outing against the Hawks.
Rusvatch tied up by Inga.
Well, he felt him on his hip there, and he knew that Inga had no option other than to foul him coming around. Just the third personal foul for Braden Inga.
Shots for Rusvatch. Fouled on the drive.
And free throws could come into play down the stretch here for the Hawks. Just 5 for 9 up to this point. The Southland Sharks choose to go that way and send this Hawk squad to the TAB with regularity. Hits the second.
Inga. Also Durden left it short for the deep three. Tisovich with the rebound. And Sharks are getting stops. They just can't seem to look after the ball very well. Except that is a nice pass. Alonzo Burden with an easy 2.
Found some success with the off-ball cuts early in the game, but haven't gone back to that well too often. Bit of ball movement wouldn't go astray here in the fourth.
Another turnover. Kendall. This is that. Jeremy Kendall having an off night. Hawks have done a really good job on Jeremy Kendall. He's got 12 points. He's 5 for 12. He's got 14 assists, however.
Always dishing it out. Felt he had some contact there. Didn't get the whistle. Good post, but better D by Kendall.
Strips it. Looking to push it.
That is 2 turnovers in a row for the Hawks. Not what you want to see when you got a bit of a lead.
Ball on Lee. Tough bucket. Ben Hall
Has had a couple of clever finishes on that matchup.
Love to see it.
The skills.
Ira Lee fouled on the drive.
Trip to the free throw line, just what the Hawks needed.
Well, the Sharks have only gone to the free throw line 4 times in this game. They're 4 for 4. It kind of speaks as to where their offense is at the moment and how well the Hawks have been playing defense. Southland have 9 turnovers. They've got 23 assists on their 28 field goals, however. There's Ira Lee looking to make the second, and he does. Leads back to 15. Ira Lee.
It looked like a travel he got away with. But not settling for the jump shot, putting the ball on the deck and attacking the rim. Finds the contact. A chance to add to the 4 points the Sharks have found at the stripe, and not surprising. They haven't gotten to the line a lot. They're last in the competition in free throw rate. Just 19.5% of their possessions end in free throws. And they have not forced the issue with any more urgency this evening.
Inga misses the first there. Just Pledger and Hall have been to the line. No starters, apart from Hall, have been to the line in this game until Braden Inga with 7 minutes to go in the game.
Well, just 6 free throw attempts against a team that is a bit undersized. You'd like to attack them on the interior a bit more, but the Hawks have been stout in that half-court defense.
Nartai
Ooh, my.
Nice challenge from Anger.
That's a lot of contact on the body, but enough to dissuade the shot.
Kendall, savvy. Savvy from Jeremy Kendall.
Well, he's got a million fakes.
A million.
He
A
is
million's
just-
conservative, Casey.
He is just trying to get you up in the air at all times. Make no mistake about it. Just great use that line, and it's a feint to a feint to a feint. Hiram Harris on the bench now, and the goal for the Hawks has got to be to keep him over there as long as possible. You don't want to ask him to push as we have a timeout. 6:34 to go. I mean, it's a 14-point ball game, but in some ways it feels like 20.
Yeah,
25?
I agree. It feels like it's floated between the 12 to 16 point margin for most of this game. Probably since the after the first quarter where they had 40, the Hawks.
Yeah, just that start has lifted this ship to where it's at now, and they've just held pace since then. At different times in this game, we've spoken about how they don't want to get into the habit of just trading baskets and getting it done that way. But that's okay when you're up 15. You know, when it comes down to it, you can't get away with it. If you've got a big lead and you're holding to it. There's Hiram Harris. You see him working on that ankle, trying to keep it active.
Was it? They had 9 threes in that opening quarter.
I believe it was 9 threes. I think it was 9 for 10.
Yeah, that's going to help your cause if you're going to score 40. 9 threes. It just feels like that the Southland just don't have that execution. You talk about those off-the-ball cuts, but the size that they've thrown at Jeremy Kendall, especially when they use that switch, when Ira Lee picks them up at half court as well, just showing hard. Slow them down a little bit, tries to recover, got caught out once on that, but that seems to be a defensive plan, having the big pick them up as well.
You know what, I'm a little surprised they didn't hang on to Gill for one more week. Came off a couple of big double-doubles, and yes, you're replacing him with Josh Cunningham coming in next week, but you still got a game this week, and that size he has could have caused problems in the middle. That shot-blocking ability is a two-headed monster with Alex Pledger.
Well, it looked like at times that's what the Sharks in that first quarter had forgotten, that they didn't have that shot-blocking help defense as Rokawa knocks down the three and the Hawks start to pick them up full court.
Yeah, just trying to get that aggressiveness back. Nice move by Burton there.
That sums the night up.
Unfortunately, can't get the space.
Here's Ira Lee. Ira Lee with the left hand. That also sums the night up.
Oh,
I mean, it's not a three. That probably would be more apt, but Ira Lee just went full court on them.
But it's just at times they just look so in control and just are able to do essentially whatever they want.
This is a much different Hawks team. They'll be really happy with these performances.
They look a different unit than they did a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I mean, they are playing with that win last night obviously bumps up the confidence, but they're playing with some freedom and some energy that we haven't seen in a few weeks now.
Kenny for three.
You know, Jordan Hunt's got to shoot that first one.
Anger. Can't get the roll. Coming up halfway now on that fourth quarter time. Ira Lee up to Jordan Hunt. A little bit too deep on that catch though.
But it's got to be the recognition of the catcher. If you can't get it up right away, just come down with it. It's okay to show that patience once you've received the pass. You don't have to force it up. You're not worried about any shot blocking out there when Alex Pledger isn't on the court. Looks like Hiram Harris is going to check back into this bad boy. Bum wheel be forgotten. Just a little tweak. Rub some dirt on it, you'll be sweet. I'm just kidding. Hiram Harris, he doesn't need any pain relief. He just goes.
He's already rubbing dirt on it. Burton from the corner. Alonzo Berta knocks that down.
15th assist for Jeremy Kendall there. 14-point, 15 assist game.
14 is the margin. Southland get a stop here, then get a bucket. Might make it a little bit interesting because there's over 4 minutes to go. They can't get the stop though. It's Jordan Natai who's been really poised in this game. Vintage Jordan Natai actually, 21 now for him.
And aggressive when he needs to be, patient when he needs to be. A couple of times when the Sharks have threatened, it has been that baseline drive that found the space. Oh, and just doesn't chase down the box out. Tom Cowie beating the Hawks to it. Look at that wall the Hawks are setting up as Kendall comes off that screen. No space for him.
Look at Hiram Harris all over him. Cowie for three. He's hit. Lee's called for the foul on the shooter.
And he was trying to avoid it, but was unable to do so. Picks up his first personal tonight. And that's a good sign for Ira Lee. He's been in a lot of foul trouble this season.
That's also indicative of the way the Southland Sharks have been playing, isn't it? Because, yeah, I mean, this is just the fourth time a player's gone to the line to shoot two, where Cowie will be shooting three on this one. And this is the first. But if you're making the starting five, which Ira Lee, like you said, is more a four, but it's in that five spot. Well, commit his first foul with 3:47 to go.
At this point, though, if you're the Sharks, the win might be a little bit out of reach, but what is in reach is count back. And they won the last game by 8 points. So that, at this point, that has to be their #1 goal. Try and get this lead down under 8. Because pretty soon they're going to be tied on the winning lodge in the scores table, or in the ladder.
Well, that is the wrinkle teams need to start thinking about as the home and away doubles start to come into effect here. These two teams played each other already. Natai for three. Knocks it down. Jordan Natai with 24 now. That's his 6th three of the night.
Well, it's just great to see him playing with the kind of freedom you're used to seeing playing with. Slow start to the season, and essentially this team's import has got to produce at that 20-point level with regularity for the Hawks to be what they need to be, and he has done so tonight.
Anger. Ira Lee beats Pledger to the rebound. 3 minutes to go. That might just about have done it for the Sharks.
He's feeling it.
Yes, Jordan Natai. He's cooking with gas.
Oh,
it's his 7th three.
Jordan Natai up to a 30-piece now?
Yes, it is. No, 27 case.
Oh, 27. Okay. Well, I feel the 30-piece is coming as Kendall can't rattle that one down. 2:33 left. Wonder if the Hawks are going to start slowing things down at this point.
Well, technically they're up, what, 12?
Technically, they are up the 8-point differential, so it's 21. So it is 13 right now. They're up 13, technically.
Here he is. Ira Lee on the putback.
Ira Lee putting together another solid game. He had the game winner last night and has come back with 13 and 9 after that offensive rebound.
Angus fouled. Braden Inga will go to the line. Just under 2 minutes to go.
Now we're seeing the thinnest of bench substitutions. They only Hawks only have one player out there who is in the 7. Just traveled 8. So they're not going to be able to clear the bench for this one. Everybody's still going to have to finish the ball game. As you see, the Sharks a bit disappointed with the outcome here.
Kobe Kara is out there for the Hawks, #3.
And that's a 30-piece for Braden Inger.
Left it short. Russ Batch. He's been efficient, 4 of 8, 12 points for him. Ira Lee pulling up from the foul line. Cowie. The Hawks have just come in and done an absolute job. You could have forgiven them if they were a little bit fatigued from last night's game. It's tough when the schedule falls and you've got 2 in a row, back to back. It's a rare thing, but Hawks have done the business. The Southern Swing. Huge game coming up next weekend against the Canterbury Rams.
I mean, after the way they had stuttered in their last 7 games coming into this weekend, just 1-6 in the previous 7 after starting 2-0. There are questions, would the Hawks be able to find that fire again as Jordan gets called for the offensive foul? Would they be able to dig themselves out of this hole? And, you know, I don't think anyone expected them to beat Otago. Some people expected them to come and get something done against Southland, but to come down, get 2 games in 2 nights, and put themselves back in position to contest for the postseason, gonna slide up to 5th spot more than likely, depending on how all the permutations come around, but they have done enough work that they can just release that pressure valve just a bit. But maybe they don't need to. Maybe that's what they need to play the way they need to play.
Jeremy Kendall hits that, but he had 2 Hawks right on him. Too little too late, unfortunately, for Jeremy Kendall and the Sharks. Hawks have come in. They've taken care of business on the road. They get 2 wins, but more importantly, they get the margin over a team that'll be around their spot on the ladder maybe come the end of the regular season. It may be the difference in that top 6 spot, because that margin of victory is now 12 in that season series between the Sharks and the Hawks here.
I can't remember what tiebreaker that is. Head-to-head first. I think the scores against each other second, and then overall percentage I think comes in 3rd. I'll have to check that out for next week.
Well, it's going to come into effect in this top 6.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's going to be maybe in one instance or 2, multiple tiebreakers having to go back and forth, which is what makes this league so fun with a top 6 situation.
18 points the difference. Don't think the Hawks. Oh yeah, the Hawks are going to get 1 more bucket attempt.
Jordan Natai is in the corner. He's just going to stay there. He's done his business. He's done an absolute business on the Southland Sharks. He's got 27. The Hawks come in and put 106 after they hung 40 on them in the first quarter. They get the big win on the road. A double banger southern swing for the Hawke's Bay Hawks. What a performance. No one apart from the team and the heartiest of Hawks fans would have picked that.
Well, look at the 5 scores in double figures for the Hawks, and they've got another one that didn't make the top 5. So 6 double-figure scores on the night. Daron Arakawa with 10 just off. Brendan Ingram leading the way for the Sharks. Jeremy Kendall solid as always, and Ben Hall against the team he likes. Ira Lee with the double-double. Jordan Hunt did some great work on the offensive glass, and Brandon Tisevich couldn't really find on offense shooting the basketball, but did well on the boards, leading the way with 8. Nice to see Alex Pledger in there with 5 of his own assists. Jeremy Kendall up there with 14. Getting it done, dishing the basketball. Jared Kenny with 6 at 14, maybe getting him back to the assist lead in the competition. Blocks for Rusbatch, Jordan Hunt, Ben Hall. Leads us to the steals. Not a lot of turnovers in this one. Both teams taking reasonable care of the basketball. Just 9 turnovers for the Sharks. Just 13 for the Hawks, one of their best results of the season in that category.
And that is how the ladder now looks. That's not updated, unfortunately, for the Hawks and the Sharks, because the Hawks have now played 11 games.
And they will, I believe the Hawks will move it. The Hawks will move in the 6th spot with 5 wins and 6 losses. The Sharks now 4 wins and 6 losses will drop to that 7th spot. And on countback, I still think it's the Saints in 5th spot, but we are shaping up for a race to the finish once again.
We certainly are. So they came in and rained 17 threes down on the Southland Sharks. Big doubleheader tomorrow. The Tuatara in ominous form against the Jets. Have some question marks over their performance last week. They'll be looking to right the ship there. And then the Bulls and the Giants from the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre, Pukekohe. Bulls welcome Matty Freeman into the fold. The Giants looking to build as they make their move to the top 6. And we'll get round 9 back underway on Friday night. The Giants and the Saints from the Trafalgar Centre in Nelson. And on behalf of Casey Frank, thanks so much for watching. And we'll bring it all for you tomorrow with another doubleheader.